Acrylic paints are relatively new to the world of art in that they have only been commercially available since the 1950s. They are a synthetic paint, which means that although the pigments may be natural, the binder, which is usually latex, has been created in a laboratory. Acrylics are a water-soluble paint, so water may be used as their vehicle. These paints are characterized by their plasticky appearance and their quick drying times. Because they dry so quickly, most interior and exterior house paints today are latex-based. This fast drying time is also beneficial to artists who want to apply new layers of paint sooner. An acrylic painting with an impasto application, for example, may dry in the same amount of time as an oil painting with a glazed application. The fast drying time of acrylics also lends to its hard edge aesthetic. Fast drying paint is more difficult to maintain the smooth, blended appearance that is characteristic of oil paints. The British painter David Hockney is very well known for his hard edge style acrylic paintings. This style of painting is most effective when describing the even, crisp planes of things like architecture. More ethereal subjects like rippling water can appear unnatural or flat with this type of application. There are many different mediums available today that can be added into acrylic paints to change their consistency. There are mediums that thicken or thin acrylics, texturize them, or even change their drying times. Some artists even argue that using the right medium can make acrylic paints perform and look just like oils. The American Chuck Close is one artist who has used mediums to explore the blendability of acrylics. Like Gerhard Richter, Chuck Close is from the tradition of photorealism. This means that instead of painting from live models, he paints from large format photographs. Close's earlier work can also be described as hyperrealist because of his ability to paint a level of detail that captures more than what we can see with our naked eyes. He is able to achieve this because these paintings of faces are larger than a full-size person. Close also greatly watered down his acrylic paint and used an airbrush to create his flawlessly smooth blends. He watered his paints down so much that for this entire series of 6 black and white portraits, he claimed to have only used 1 tube of black paint. Chuck Close's later work is still photorealist, but it has traded the ultra-smooth application of his earlier paintings for a more hard-edged appearance. This shift in styles is a result of a rare spinal condition that the artist suffered in the 1980s, which rendered him a paraplegic. Although doctors told him he would never be able to paint again, Close was able to gain back enough mobility in his arms to paint with a brush strapped to his wrist. These new paintings use optical mixing to break down the way we perceive color. The solid shapes of color congeal to disclose the photographic renderings of his subjects. They remind us of the way that images are created with pixels or by a dot matrix printer. Considering that Close comes from a commercial printing background, this connection seems all the more fitting.